Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another podcast with the Night Crew. I'm your host, Riley.
I'm back.
To my side, I got Mr. Sky himself. How are you doing today, Sky?
I'm doing absolutely phenomenal.
Hell
it's
yeah.
cold, but
Yeah.
I got slippers on.
Hey man, I'm in Texas. I'm nice and warm. Shorts and a t-shirt. Today we got a special guest, good friend of mine we've known for a while, Mr. Klein, as we like to call him. How are you doing today, Mr. Klein?
Pretty good, pretty swell.
Glad to have you.
Swell over there. You look about as chill as it could get right now.
He's
Hanging
relaxing,
out, dog.
bro, in his secret labs chair, bro. Got the heat warmer, the massager going.
All of it, man.
It's got a 30-minute timer to where a drink just pops up in the cooler to his right. And
Back massage is running.
No, do you actually have a back massager?
No, I don't.
Man.
But
That would be taking Secret Labs chairs to the next level.
not unless I press this button right here. But that's the
is it connected
For
to Wi-Fi
sure.
like everything else?
yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta get that Wi-Fi connection.
Okay, so today we're gonna be going over kind of workplace stuff. Me, Logan, and Sky have all had the same job at one point. Currently, me and Logan still work at the same place. Sky does not, and so we'll go over that a little bit, along with other random things and some viral stuff towards the end, talking about some stocks with GameStop and talk about Reddit and all that. But to get the podcast rolling, I thought I'd tell a little story. So I've been talking to, we've been
Get the fireplace ready. That's the big, red leather chair.
I'll get a green screen and start putting fire behind me every time I talk about a story.
that would be funny. Story time with Riley.
Yeah.
Get, like, the big tobacco pipe.
I'll get a recliner instead of this gaming chair when it's time and wheel it over and sit down and it's time to tell the story,
Exactly.
boys.
His cat will jump up in his lap.
I'll bet it's slow.
Oh, he hates that cat. He would never do that.
Hey man, for the content, I hold my tongue. Bro. I hold my tongue. But no. So a little background on the story. The way my school works, I'm sure a lot of other schools work, is with your FAFSA. Apparently, the due date that I have to pay my school, like my tuition, is like a week and a half before my FAFSA actually gets to my school. So either I pay up my entire tuition right then and there, or I do a payment plan to where I have to pay extra money because it's a third-party company that I have to pay for them to do it for me. So this year, it was probably my most expensive year, a little over $3,000. But I mean, it's not a lot compared to some schools. But so I had to pay that out of pocket. Then I got an email a couple weeks later because of the refund, it was like $3,700. I was like, okay, that would really help me because a lot of that was a big chunk of my bank, and it would help me with because I just bought my PC, getting a gaming monitor, a bunch of other stuff. So I've been waiting for a while. I know I talked to you two about it, kind of getting a little flustered, a little angry about it because it had been a couple weeks. I think
we have heard.
We're
heard about it.
We're halfway into the third week of school now, almost to the fourth. So it's been almost a month since I've paid. And I've actually I brought it up with my parents too, because sometimes I like talking to them about it and see what they think. Because sometimes my mom has more of like a calm, more understanding nature towards certain scenarios. So I figured she would give me like they got a lot of people, they got to get this and that. But instead, she joined in with me, thinking it was kind of stupid that it took that long to where they make me pay early and then do that. So I go down for dinner today. I'm sitting there, I'm eating. And my mom looks at me. Granted, we had the conversation literally 2 days ago about this check that was coming in the mail because I was pissed because I thought it would be direct deposit, but they said it was through the mail. I was like, okay. I didn't think it'd take 3 weeks to come to the mail, so I'm still waiting. I'm sitting there and she goes, there's been, you've had some mail on my desk for about a week and a half now. 2 weeks.
Oh.
And I go, okay, maybe it's like some bills or something. And I was like, all right. And she goes, yeah, I think it was for your like credit card. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I'm supposed to get a new credit card, one that you don't swipe. You can just push it up to the little reader.
Got that little chip.
That's fancy. I want that.
Yeah.
CA hasn't sent me that.
They just sent me that. They didn't even tell me. They just, hey, you're getting it. But I'm sure it'll take a couple weeks. So I walk downstairs and I look, and on there, the envelope says bank disbursement. So tell
Oh
me
my
why my
God.
mother thought it was a credit card when it says bank disbursement to my name.
It's a new type of credit card. They're just giving you
Like-
money now.
So I was like, Mom, how long was this here? And she's like, yeah, a week and a half, 2 weeks. I was like, and I had a conversation with you 2 days ago. And she
Yeah,
goes,
you were
"Well, I thought it was-"
going
I was
off.
going off, bro. I was a little mad because I thought it was really weird that they made me pay before my FAFSA came in. Kind of
Yeah.
ruins the
You're
point of a
complaining-
FAFSA.
Yeah,
Like, there's
you're
no
complaining
point.
about how they made you pay so fast, but then when it was their turn to pay, they're like, nah.
Yeah, we're gonna take it nice and slow. I've called them. I called them once, and I was like, "Hey, I'm still waiting for mine." They're like, "Well, we sent it out," and I was like, "Well, it's been like 2 weeks." And so yeah, that's my story. My mom held on to a big check and decided not to tell me because she thought it was a credit card.
Probably just
I
read
feel
the
like-
word bank and was like,
And she's like, "Nope, I don't want to deal with it." So yeah, that's my story.
So she was so adamant about going with you on this. She was about to like take up arms against school with you. And it turns out-
she wasn't that far into it, but she was agreeing with my
Well,
story. She agreed.
Yeah,
Yes.
But it turns
Yeah.
out the whole time, in this, like, you would think this would bring up some kind of like connection in someone's brain.
Right.
Like,
For
oh
sure.
wait. There was nah. That's so nonchalant too. Hey, this bank thing.
And my dad
You got a new
dad
credit
was
card, Ryan?
laughing. Yeah. It's a weird flimsy credit card I have here. It's got weird numbers. And I don't think this will read in the card reader.
disbursement.
Make them out of paper. Save them turtles, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was so funny too because my dad was sitting there and he was eating, and all of a sudden he just went, like started choking, laughing so hard because he was part of the conversation too.
Oh my god.
It was a blast. But yeah, so I got my money and I need to stop crying and complaining about it.
That's right. No
Yeah.
more.
I'm glad you
No,
got your
I
Swear to
money.
God.
Yeah, I know. Now I can buy that VR you want me to buy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Non-sponsored Oculus Quest 2. Everybody get it and come
Sponsor
join.
us. Sponsor us, Oculus or
Yes,
Facebook.
Oculus.
When I get that
Whichever one.
esports team started.
Exactly. Facebook.
Technically, it already is
Notice me.
started.
Yeah.
You could say that. That's cool. That's freaking hilarious. Honestly, that just the premise of that story, man.
Yeah.
Dumb, man.
It was-
I would be a little like frustrated on the inside, and my mom would be like, really, like.
I mean, I couldn't be too mad. My mom does a lot for you, but I made her feel a little bad
Sure.
about it, and I kind of
yes.
apologized after. I was like, because I take everything to kind of a sarcastic, joking, a little too far sometimes, and I had to apologize after that. But yeah, it was
Well,
Good you apologize.
yeah. At least you apologize. You piece of shit.
true.
So now I think it's time to introduce our big topic today, why the three of us are sitting here. And it's not because we play games together. No, it doesn't exist here. It's because we need to talk about the dang workplace. Something that we all love so much. We wake up every day. We're so excited to get there. I brush my teeth like, oh, I can't wait to work 6 hours today and get paid like not for 6 hours of work. So
This man's
Strong feelings.
got the right mindset. Shit.
He's excited,
man.
optimistic, man.
I'm not that happy. I brush my teeth. Goddamn. The workplace. We all have mixed feelings about it, and I would say, or not.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Apparently,
Everyone here has
apparently
the
I was
same
wrong.
feeling about it.
Mixed.
Okay. Nobody likes that style of work that we are so inclined to do in this generation,
Yeah.
but we do it nonetheless because of money. I personally want to hear y'all's takes, and I thought talking about the workplace, there's nothing really too structured to talk about. I think we'd all just bring up points and discuss those little
Okay.
points.
Now, I also think we need to talk about every workplace we've been to. So I have 2
God.
jobs. So I know you have a couple jobs, so you
I have
can give
like
a
8.
bigger. Yeah, I was like, you can give a better.
I've had
like,
8 jobs, dude.
yeah, so I think you would be a decent one to like talk about each job. So
I can't
One.
believe I've had like 8 jobs.
Logan's staying strong, loyal to the
One.
day he dies.
I can't believe that. Why am I? I have so many jobs, man. 2 of them. No, wait. 1, 2, 3 of them I've been laid off. Wait, 2 of them were for Corona. 1 was because of school. That's crazy.
Those aren't bad reasons.
Yeah.
No, I love getting laid off. It's great.
I mean, they're bad reasons,
especially
but
when you need the money.
not for
At least they
personal.
were personal about it. Like,
Yeah.
you fucking asshole, you're fired.
Now, how many of them have you walked out on?
Oh, one place where y'all happen to work.
Yeah, I might know the place.
Yeah, you might know it.
Oh,
Steaks and potatoes. Yes.
Oh yeah,
that's what it's well known for.
hand cut steaks.
I can't say I really. That's the only one I've walked out on. Let's see. I've worked at Sonic. I've worked for DoorDash. I've worked at the place y'all currently work at. I've worked at Valvoline. I've worked at Pizza Hut, and I've worked at the music store. That's only 6 jobs. I only had 6 jobs. It's not that crazy.
No.
I was also a house contractor for 4 months.
For how much you've moved around, I feel like that's a fair amount for sure.
Yeah. Like, how much is too much jobs? I don't know. Most of them were stupid reasons to leave anyway, so who cares? I did work at Sonic for like 2 years though, so I'm just gonna credit that to my name.
There you go.
Yeah, I did that.
Loyal.
I mean, that still shows. Yeah, that still shows your loyalty. Then it also shows the experience you have at different jobs. So I mean, that's probably not too bad on a resume.
Probably looks good.
I'm gonna be honest. The only experiences I pulled out of those jobs was like the bad things.
Really?
Be like, you learned how to manage your life better. No, I learned that 30-minute break isn't enough, and
yeah.
working all day sucks. That's about it.
I can. Yep.
What's some of the biggest things y'all have pulled from the workplace? Some of the most impactful, I guess.
I would love to say that hard work pays off, but in these certain jobs, that's not entirely true for certain scenarios I've learned. So, because with hard work comes a lot of burnout, you know, trying to be consistent, working your 30, 40 hours plus, which I try to used to do. I don't do it very consistently now, but like when you try to pull those 40 hours, you know, picking up shifts, trying to help them out, and then you still get kind of screwed over. It really just kind of, it kills your demeanor for that job. You know, you're trying to make the money and trying to show your loyalty, and like, and you're trying to show that to your superiors that you're there to help, you're there to work hard, and you're looking for, I wouldn't say promotion or like a raise, but you're there to in the long run, and for them to kind of look over that
for some recognition, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And I know Logan's kind of the same thing with me.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah, I feel that.
I think that's the biggest takeaway that I've gotten from work.
Yeah, you can work your ass off for literally nothing. Literally, I mean, obviously money, but you know, for the stuff you put in the extra hours for, like you said, picking up shifts, helping them out, and the next week they'll ask you to do the same fucking thing, and week after that,
repeat.
And no recognition, no nothing.
Yeah.
And I hate it when they not only do they do that, but they put on that like fake ass smile about it too. Like, not necessarily, okay, not specifically a smile, but like when the recognition is super fucking like shit eating grin. Like,
fake ass demeanor, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there you go. That's the scientific way to say that.
Scientific, yeah. Very.
That is super annoying. I can personally say that the hard work thing is very evident in my last job at the music store. I worked my ass off doing literally the job. I was hired for one position. I ended up doing 4. And I was laid off because I didn't want to paint when they didn't want to hire painters and instead wanted me to do it. It's like, wow, that fucking sucks. And it's like, you could work your ass off all day somewhere when you're just a little man at the fucking big place. So as soon as they decide like, oh, I don't like your attitude, or it's just the amount of like spite in these bosses. It's annoying. It's annoying seeing that carried out in such a way.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me not want to work under anyone. Really, it really does make me not want to work under anyone.
It's definitely with. I mean, me and Rye working at the same place, and you working at many jobs. I mean, most of these bosses, to be honest, are pretty similar in that regard, and that's definitely some really fucking shitty shit.
Shitty
Yeah,
shit.
that's right. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, all these bosses have been the same
Makes
for me.
sense.
There's only been one boss that wasn't, and that was a family friend of mine, so I don't count.
yeah.
I mean, I do have to say, on comparison of the 2 official jobs I've had, the first one was definitely worse management wise.
I remember that.
The one I current work at.
Yeah.
Like I would sell my soul to continue working here rather than go back to the nice old guest experience specialist, you know, and the nice little red bow tie I got every day and little white button
I heard
up.
some
nice-
horror stories.
I'll get into it too. I talked about it on the last podcast, but
A little bit.
oh my god, I was miserable.
Yeah, I would not, especially not with such a flamboyant title like that.
Flamboyant?
Say, what's the title?
I gotta hear
They
this.
gave me a name tag that said guest experience specialist, which just meant trash picker upper.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what it translated to.
Fancy.
Yeah. That's some high class shit right there.
Bottom of the totem pole. It was.
But you
The
sure
longest
didn't
name.
sound like it. Yeah.
You know, it's. I do have to say it is good on resumes though,
I bet.
as long as they don't ask what it truly means.
But don't you have?
Can I just hear it one more time real quick? I just want to.
Guest experience specialist.
That's a guest experience specialist right here. Yeah. It was a guest experience specialist.
That's,
my
that's what
last
the
job.
that's what the
Indeed.
that's what all the customers would call me, Mr. Guest Experience Specialist. Please,
I need some assistance.
I need some help.
God, if I ever heard anybody actually call me that, I would lose it. Like, what? Just call me
Being
dude. I don't
called
fucking
as your
care anything
title
but that.
is. I hate that. I hate that shit,
Bro,
I hate that
as a busser,
all the time.
that's what bothered
Yep.
me. I'm getting called busser.
Hey, Buster.
I mean that was my job. Yeah, hey busser. You know, I'd rather be called hey dummy. I'd rather be called that than hey busser. I don't know why. You know, I would laugh a little and I'd come over there, clean your table, and I'd dip. You know, hey busser. That
mean,
just seems so like demeaning.
It's basically
I didn't-
a
okay.
devaluation of who we are as people into just our jobs in one word. It's some shit. Like, there's nothing more degrading you can possibly say in fewer words.
Yeah.
Pineapple on pizza.
That's
No,
great words.
pretty
I'm
words.
pretty sure a famous person once said that.
I know. I agree with you. I
Y'all
definitely
like
agree with
pineapple on pizza?
Oh, dude.
you. Of course.
It's
What?
amazing.
Is that a question?
All right, guys, we're gonna end the podcast today. That'll be the last episode you ever see. Once again, my name is
Pineapples
Riley.
It's 2v1,
This is the
man.
night crew.
It's 2v1.
Pineapples and olives and pepperoni.
You're a
is the
guest,
best.
Logan. You don't get a say right now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well that got off track very quickly.
Oh, once again,
Not
we
too
talk about that all the time. We're gonna get off track.
For sure.
Our minds don't stay.
That's how conversation works.
Yeah.
Going back to that real quick, I personally, when I was a server, I never mind like the manager would come up and be like, hey, like, can we get a server over here? Like, that just makes sense. You need a server, so you say server.
Yeah.
And I would even say with Buster, it makes sense. Like, if a person like a manager was saying it, because they're just calling it out
I
in
agree.
general. But when a guest says like waiter, I'm like, just say like, excuse me, sir, or something. I've never been to a restaurant, been like, waiter, cook.
Yeah.
I hate
Like,
when they wave at you like from across the restaurant. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
come back to you. If you can't wait 2 minutes, I'm sorry for whatever you need that I probably asked when I was at the table.
Yeah.
The only time I would be okay with it, like, say I was just standing there looking out the table and like I see a wave, I'm like, oh, I'll go. Like, I'm not doing anything. But you're sitting there like making drinks or something, or you're trying to
Or
put
you're
a
like
plate
taking
together.
orders
Yeah.
from one
Over
guest.
here,
Out of the
like,
corner of your
yeah.
eye. Yeah, you just see.
Yeah.
Or they're
Or when
shaking
they
their
come
glass.
up to you, oh my god!
Oh, I've
that
never
would
had
bother
that
me.
happen. I've only had that happen when they want to pay for the check.
See,
That's the only
I was the
problem.
one in all the 600 tables in the party, so I
What
had
did-
that
what
shit
did they
happen to me
do?
all the fucking time?
Well, they're like
They would come up to me and start
stuff.
tapping me on the shoulder. Yeah, I'm like, oh, sorry, I was busy serving to 30 other people that only give me $17. Oh my god!
For real?
Oh man, that was tough.
Another something funny. With the first general manager, I guess it's called managing partner.
Mhm.
He actually didn't know my name for like the first 6 to 7 months I worked there.
Oh my god!
The guy called me Bailey. He called me Bailey for 6 to 7 months. The one who hired me, the one who I had I had a physical conversation for like an hour and a half.
You did
with.
your interview with him?
Yeah, I did it with him and the other one that we both did it with.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he coolest guy ever. Coolest
Agreed.
guy. I think he had a lot of people to like worry about, so I can somewhat understand. But at a certain extent, it had my name that clearly said Riley. He would call my name. I'd walk up to him. You could see the name clearly, and he would continue calling me Bailey. And then one day he came up to me and he goes, "Bailey's not your name, right?" And granted, this is probably part of my fault too. I should have grew up here and been like, "Hey, that's not my
Riley,
name." But
yeah.
at that point, I was just like, "Yeah, I'm just here to make my money and go home." He goes, "I've called you that for so long. I'm so sorry." And he was like, "Well, why didn't you say anything?" He goes, and I was like, "Man, you can call me whatever you want. I don't care. As long as you just sign my paychecks and I go home on time, I don't care." And he laughed a little, and then that's when we started being like really cool. So, but that's so weird that the person that like you have conversations with every day doesn't know your name, like your superior. And
they thought they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they thought they did.
I could see that. I'd be like, once you start calling somebody something and they don't stop you, it's like, well, I
Yeah,
guess-
that's why I can understand.
Like there was this chick in one of my classes in my first semester of college, and I always called her Rachel. Her name was Sarah.
Ooh.
And it took her 2 weeks of me being next to her for 3 classes for her to finally say, "My name's Sarah, by the way." It's like, I don't know. How do I read that? when someone takes 3 weeks to tell you that.
What do you say?
you
Yeah.
gotta feel a little like, really bad inside
Sorry, Sarah.
at that point.
Yeah. I think I did some dumb shit trying to be funny. I was like, "Oh, sorry, Rachel." Like,
That's
called her by
fucked
name.
up, bro.
That is
I don't think that was read right. Bad attempt at flirting right
probably
there.
wasn't the
That
best
was-
there, man.
that was the F. You turn around, the boys look behind you like,
They just throw you right then and there.
exactly.
That's a facepalm moment.
That actually, yeah, that's for sure a facepalm moment. Oh god, I'm gonna put that in like the memory bank of things I really want to forget. I hope that becomes a technology one day because I have everything
The memory
stored.
bank of
I'm,
something I really
like,
want to
forcing-
forget.
Yeah, I'm trying to like force my neurons to like shove it in a specific spot. Like, leave it there for later
Keep
use.
it. Oh, that's funny.
All right, well, does anybody let's hear one of y'all's discussions about work that we need to deliberate on for the people.
Yeah, I'll let Mr. Klein take it from here as our esteemed guest.
I mean, the only thing I really have to say that hasn't really been said would probably be, I feel like there's some positives to work. I feel like for me, that's not openly discussed a lot between a lot of people. I mean, you go to work every day. I mean, after a while, it becomes a bit monogamous and fucking, you don't really want to go anymore and all the normal stuff that comes along with that. But I don't think people really talk about what's up.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Monogamous. Is that how you say that? I've been saying
It's
monogamous.
definitely not that. It's 100% not that.
Oh god, I've been saying that word wrong, bro. I'm so sorry. Keep going. Fuck.
outed on the podcast. I was just saying that there's definitely some positives. You go to work every day. I mean, it becomes very samey, of course. So I mean, it's hard to see a lot of positives, and it's definitely a mindset thing. But you can definitely, I feel like there's definitely some stuff to glean from the experience if you're looking for it. Like for instance, since we already said it, I mean, I bussed before. I worked in sort of the kitchen before, and I've served before. And I've definitely grown a lot since I started my work career from then to now. And I mean, it's not all because of work, but I'd say it definitely plays a huge role in your development as a person, for sure. At least,
It's a huge part of your life.
It's a huge part of your life, and I feel like you should go into work trying to glean at least something from something that is such a big part of your life, especially since you don't like it, because otherwise it just turns into something big and negative in your life, and that's even worse. So I mean, I've definitely developed as a person, and definitely like talking to people and talking to guests and talking to coworkers and making new friends. Like I would definitely say there's some good positives to working, for sure.
I agree. I definitely agree. And I think one of the bigger positives is just from some of the places I worked, especially at the restaurant I work at now, the relationships you get with people, social relationships, the friends you build and stuff. And to me, like, those are some of my best friendships are from work. Like, I don't know, like it's something like I would definitely. It's one of those things where, you know, you look at the schedule before you go to work and you're excited about who you see working.
Yeah, I
True.
do say that was. I know Logan knows a certain individual that I used to get crazy about when they worked. They don't work there anymore, but that was a big thing. But on kind of like a opposite side of kind of what y'all are talking about, because I used to, like you said, look at the schedule, be like, oh wow, this person works, my day's gonna be a lot better. I've gotten to the point where I don't even care anymore, in all honesty. The way it's just kind of like Logan's over there grinning, but it's one of those
I stopped
things
looking recently
where-
too.
yeah, it's like you just don't care anymore, because like, I mean, there's still great people there. There's still people that I'd go have drinks with after work, like really cool people. But it's one of those where I don't let those people, or even the people that aren't there, dictate how my mood's going to be. I focus on what I want to focus on, and right now that's just money. I turned down a higher up position because I felt like the money was a little more what I was doing right then and there, and I kept going with it. And it could have been a mistake, could have been a good choice. At the moment, I felt like it was a good choice, and it's been helping me out so far. So
Having a little bit of insight
but
in
yeah,
on that,
just-
I would definitely agree with that.
yeah, so it's interesting. But like y'all said, having what I used to like, having that person that you see, we'll call them Jezebel, that individual that you'll see on that schedule. You'd be like, damn, I'm gonna have a good shift. You walk in, you have the same section as them. You're gonna be talking to them for most of the night, other than the guests. It's just one of those that'll really just kind of it makes your shift go faster. In all honesty, it makes you just have a better mood. Within a better mood, you get higher tips. I've learned, you know, having those nice conversations with people, you know, smile on your face, which doesn't matter if you have a smile now because you have a mask, but it's one of those things where your coworkers kind of your facial expression. I'm big on facial expressions, and I can't do any of mine. So I just have my eyes that do weird things, but it looks weird when it's just.
How do you smile with your eyes?
This is me like having a conversation, but it makes more sense with like that. You see, like, wow, that's crazy, or whoa, but no, it's
You have to really
It's
exaggerate
weird.
your eyebrows. Like, hey, Logan.
Don't look at me
like it goes up, but yeah, that's definitely kind of people you work with kind of help you get through your shift, or they could make it worse for you.
See,
you know?
I will say just
God,
on the
yeah.
opposite spectrum of that a little bit. I have stopped looking at the schedule as well. Like I don't look at who I work with ever anymore. And I used to look all the time, but not because I don't necessarily care who I work with, but I feel like I go into each shift like not caring who I work with because I'm cool with making conversation with whoever's there. I've actually feel like I've had a really great mindset recently, like over the past 2 or 3 months, where like I go into my shifts and I'm all about me still. Like, you know, I'm still there for me, of course. I mean, it's a job. I mean, you got to be there for you. But I feel like I talk to my coworkers, and depending on who's there, and I make conversation, and having that, I feel like having that mindset of not caring who you work with, but not to say that yours is in a negative light, but it just in maybe a little brighter side of it.
No, 100% is kind of like in a negative light. It's one of those where like you've been, I don't want to say like chopped down, like just working with people, you know, some of them we've had really bad experiences with. And it's just one of those things where I'd rather not go through that again. I'd rather just kind of, like you said, focus on you, which is a different aspect. I'm more about the money. I think you care a lot about the money too, but you're about the chemistry with like the people you work with. And like, in all honesty, I've gotten to the point where I don't care about that anymore. Like I'll keep that chemistry with like the managers. I'll keep the chemistry with people like within my section that I have to. Yeah. But it's one of those where certain individuals that having that chemistry with them won't affect me. I'm not going to go out of my way because I know they wouldn't do the same, because I've done it before and they haven't helped me. So it's one of those things where the only thing helping me now is money, which is a very negative thing to look at. But for someone who's trying to go places, I think
in the long term, you definitely, it's a fact of life. I mean, you need money. Like, even though you can always say money doesn't matter, blah, 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 but the fact is, you live in a corporate world with a capitalistic society. You need money. Got to have money to at least start to get somewhere. So I can understand that.
Yeah. Once happiness starts becoming a currency, I'll turn that around. But right now, it's all about that paper dollar.
I've definitely noticed that where
Paper dollar. It's all about that virtual dollar.
We're getting there, bro. If they start paying me a Bitcoin, I'll stay a little longer.
Hell yeah, man. Shit.
1 Bitcoin a year.
I'll take it.
It's better. More. Make it 2.
Yeah,
and I'll be happy.
that's shit. That's fucking $70,000 as of today.
I'll
I don't know. It might be a little more currently. I might have it open on the side.
I believe
looking what I need to sell.
Probably almost up at 80K if you did
38K
38.
right? Yep, 37.5 earlier. Yep.
That's crazy.
Fucking love Bitcoin.
Crazy.
Make me money. I had to sit here and do nothing.
Just for Uncle Sam to take it right back in Texas.
That's for another episode, the investment episode. But holy shit,
Oh my god.
nuances of that are ridiculous. Oh my god. My mother sent me an article and I was looking at it. I was like, oh god. They're really fucking us over with this. Something that's not even. Wait, I'm getting too deep into it. Another episode.
No, but what I do want to talk about, which I've had a conversation with someone else, not on the workplace, but I was talking about the lottery. So if you think about the lottery, how does it start? You know, like what, because you got to think the government starts it with a certain pot, yeah? And then the worker.
Not the government. It's not the government.
Isn't it
I thought it
privatized?
was a privately owned organization.
Is it
I believe it
privatized?
kind of has to be.
Yeah, like the Texas Lottery is a company. Because they're
Really?
registered as an LLC. Yeah.
Okay, so then how much
trademark.
do they put into it to start it? Because if you think about it, when the lottery came out, it wasn't just, hey, I'm going to put $2 in. Like you was, I got to word this a little better. You wouldn't put $2 into something that was at zero, you know? Like, wow, I have a chance of winning $2. It's something that you're waiting until you hear the 800 mil, 900 mil. You're like, damn, $2 and I get a chance at that. Which I always thought it was the government that would put it, because the government gets part of that.
Taxes.
You know, which is a smart way to do it. Yeah. You put in a little, say you put in to start off 500K, right? And then it gets all the way up to 800 mil from people like us putting in that money. And then they get what, like 30 to 40% of that. They make a profit of like 150 mil, like something crazy like that. Like it's like stocks, but you know they're always going to go up, and you know you're always going to get paid. Like if you truly think about it in the way
for
that
the
I was
government,
thinking.
for the government,
I'm getting depressed.
for
For the government, not for
it's like
for
stocks
they're
for the
making
government.
money.
So that's their version of it.
Not for, I wouldn't even consider it stocks. It's just an increase in funds because
No matter
they're
what
get
happens,
it back no matter
as soon as
what.
someone wins, which is bound to happen.
So, but I didn't
Maybe
know
it
was,
might be.
I didn't know it was company based. I
I
didn't
don't know that for
privatized.
sure.
Okay,
You would have
hypothetically.
to-
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's privatized, but I don't know if government doesn't put anything
But
in.
then how does the privatized work? Do they get a portion of that back?
So I mean, you imagine you'd have to start off like I don't know about the first lottery, but I mean, if someone wanted to start a lottery today, I imagine you'd have to take out a loan. You know, make the pot, and then obviously you have people buying tickets for the pot. People buy enough tickets, you make enough money, and
A lot of people buy tickets.
exactly.
That gets a lot of money. I go to the gas station on the corner, and on the regular, I see
I
people
mean,
spending
one
$50
guy
on
wins out of
tickets. Boom, boom, boom.
fucking
Scratch
7
offs,
million, 10 million. I mean, that's a lot of 10. That's a lot of fucking million people.
So then my next question, which we should get back on topic, and I'm sorry
You're
that I
good.
got us off topic. Say I go and I buy
Yeah.
one for $2. Does that $2 go into the pot, or does like a percentage of that go into the pot? The other goes to the company, or does none of that go into the company, or all of it go to the company and the pot's from a different?
The way I understood it is that
increase?
the pot was from money that they've already raised before, they've already had before from past funds, and that the $2 goes directly to the company. That's the way I understood it, but I'm not well versed on the subject, so take it for what you will.
Then to added extent of that, how does it increase? You know, because it'll be
By
like
the amount.
Yeah,
Probably the allocation amount increases the volume of tickets sold. That's obvious. So I think,
it's something we
I
could
don't know.
actually do some research on and have like a decent podcast with information. It's just something I wanted to
For sure.
throw out there
I
so
agree.
that we could talk about.
I can't think about it right
I mean,
now.
I got-
Like thinking
Yeah,
about
it's
how that works. I feel like I'm just
Trying to get
talking
next
on my
$1
ass.
million.
it's
$1
yeah, it's
Ryan's trying to get $1 million of that.
hell yeah.
sorry, Lyric.
I'd like money.
You weren't here for the guessing of the numbers.
Yeah, I did all the work. You know, he provided the funds. You got to be there, put in the work. You know, you don't just get an A just putting your name on the paper. Okay, back to the workplace. Sorry, that's on me.
I believe it did.
Freeze for you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Might be having some technical difficulties. Let's go ahead and put a pause on this right now. We'll come back when we get this figured out.
Did your phone die or something?
No, I just I don't
froze.
know what happened. Yeah, it just froze.
I mean, it's kind of like a white trash system with the iPhone to web gives.
White trash setup with the blinds.
I'm gonna quote Logan here.
White trash, that's a little fucked up, man. I don't know.
That's kind of rude, Lyric. I mean, the man.
Sorry,
the man
both
bought a nice
in here,
stand. It also blocks out light from an unknown source. You know, it works as both things. It's kind of crazy.
Sent you that picture the other day of me smiling. This how you were paying me.
Yeah, let's
Not open my phone.
let's get past that part. Let's not go into detail of what you two do in your free time.
We haven't done it yet. I'm waiting still on the picture.
No,
Swear to God, if I look at my phone and I see Logan imaged up JPEG, I'm gonna lose my shit.
So it's a little awkward being the third wheel here.
Oh, you want to be included?
Yeah,
I don't.
All right. So back to what we were talking about, which was the lottery, which was not about the workplace. I do have another topic I wanted to bring in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is a big one for me because I feel like it's clouded in mystery. Relationships in the workplace. I'm not talking friend relationships. I'm talking. I'm talking. Yeah. How do I describe this without becoming demonetized in some way?
That makes it sound sound like there's a little bit more tension than you're.
I'm talking rosé. But this is a big one. I feel like, especially the main people out there watching right now. We are barely trying to hit the high schoolers coming into college. If you are between the ages of like 17 to 20, somewhere around there, this is mainly targeted for you guys, and you are all going to be experimenting, I guess, with who can you date in the workplace, and everybody has their own opinions on it. I'm very excited to hear y'all's because I've heard so many different stances on it.
Mine is
It's a great question.
I'll let you start because I could probably talk for 7 days on this.
I can start if you want because I got mine ready.
I got you. So I would definitely say that experimenting with who you can and cannot date in the workplace comes with some rules. The problem is those rules aren't established till after you find out what they are.
It's too late. You've already gone into the depths of hell, and you see the sign that says these are the rules. And at that point, you can't climb back out. You're already down there.
Won't do that one again.
That's exactly right. So
pull out the tape recorder and note to self.
But I would definitely just say be careful. I'm not gonna go too in depth on it, but there's definitely ones to avoid and ones to maybe. I would just say, be open, but tread lightly. Tread lightly.
The best advice I can give with that: never having a successful relationship whatsoever. Within the workplace, I would say you have to be 100% comfortable with everyone in the workplace knowing your business. Because in the end, one way or another, even if you're the most secretive individual, you're going to find out. And I am to blame for a lot of things getting out there, being stupid. But once that rabbit's out of the hat.
Gossiper?
Yeah. I used to be very bad, bro. I was horrible.
Spill the tea.
We'll do it in... I don't know the correct term for it, but I'll keep it low key, not throw anyone's names out there. But
for sure,
you just be okay with everyone knowing. No, it's because it's kind of hard for you to go into, say you get in a relationship with that individual, and you don't want people to know, you go in there acting like you're not in a relationship. You can't do that. It's going to be a little awkward. You know, you're going to try to find that ground where it doesn't seem like that, and people are smart. People are going to figure out, oh, that's a little weird. Then they're going to start pressing. They're going to start asking everyone else. They're going to ask people that don't work there, that know you, that they know, and it's going to get to a situation to where they start knowing your entire business, and then it goes to the even worse part where they get involved in your business. And that's where it becomes a serious problem, because it's not just you and that individual in that relationship. It's you and the entire restaurant
workplace,
or the entire workplace that is sitting there going, well, you should do this. Well, you should do that. Or trying to ruin things for you. So that's my broad outlook on it.
There are no secrets. There are no secrets. You can't have secrets with a relationship in the workplace.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
not at all.
As hard as you might try.
The slightest things to give it away. I mean, it's usually not going to be a slight.
I mean, even stuff that you talk about with someone that you believe you're cool with, and you know, this may not mean you're not cool with them, but I mean, you're having a casual conversation with your coworker, and you tell them about something with an individual that you're in a relationship with, and then next thing you know, by no fault of their own or your own or someone's, whoever, it spreads around. I mean,
I do have to say the opposite of that. I think that if in secret you tell someone something and then that happens to get out, okay, let's make that clear. In secret, you clearly make it secret, or the other person can understand that, hey, that probably doesn't need told, and it's being told. That's a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
That's the hazard zone, the danger zone, and that's where you have to be okay with that happening, you know, to be in a work relationship or just work at the greatest place on earth where no one cares. You know, I haven't found that out.
Yet to find that place, you have to hear about such a place.
So the workplace is the drama zone. It's like high school.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I think that I thought, okay, so this is my just general stance on it. You should not date anybody in the workplace.
Cha-ching.
It's a bad idea.
Yep.
It's a bad idea.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you did, and I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I haven't actually. I've had like potential things with people in the workplace, but I never actually like stuck anything out. Yeah, and each time there was one of those things where I find somebody was attracted or something was going on, and then, man, it was just like very quickly like, this is bad. And it was usually somebody, like one of y'all, somebody would tell me something, and I'm like, yeah, that's not good. Something always was starting to go wrong, and it just doesn't seem like there's good luck around this area of relationships. Yeah. Workplace, no go. But also, I've known a close friend of mine who had, I'm not going to disclose this information, Logan, you know him. So,
I know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh, you do? Yeah. He's had multiple relationships in the workplace, and I lived with him for a little bit, and I see him bring them to the house, and I'm like, yeah, this is weird. Like, just hear them talk
I feel
about
weird
it.
for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling weird for you. But I think, and also bringing into what y'all said, you want a relationship in the workplace to be a clandestine thing, and it just can't exist. That does not exist.
Well, it's not. It's also
because no matter what, you're gonna start showing signs, not just about telling people. But you know, if you're in a relationship for 8 months at that point and it's still been a secret, and you still acting like you're not in a relationship at work, that's weird as fuck.
That'll hurt a relationship too. That's
agreed.
That's not healthy. Nope. Nothing about that is healthy. Yeah. So at that point, I'm not saying you shouldn't do a relationship. I'm not saying you can't have relationships in the workplace. I'm just saying it's probably not the best thing.
Oh, I had something to say and I forgot.
However, I will just say while Riley's trying to remember what he had to say. I have seen relationships work in the workplace before. Usually, it's better if they start before the workplace, and then instead of during the work at the time at the workplace. But it's definitely seen some successful relationships, at least so far.
If the person match is good enough, it's not going to matter.
Exactly. So,
but it's. Yeah.
I would definitely say that kind of person match dynamic has to be there, and for sure. I mean, otherwise, you can try to chase something more casual, and that'd probably work out better. But even then, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. And I think that most relationships I think you're gonna start in a workplace are just from one-off conversations. As soon as some flirtatious things happen, boom. You think us as guys are especially stupid with this. I will just say, you have a girl talk to you like once in a text, and you're like, she fucking likes me.
She likes me, though. Yep.
That's a big fucking problem with the mindset.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I'm throwing our gender under the bus right now. We're fucking
But
stupid.
it's also
sometimes
Idiots.
They're fucking idiots. We know better.
we know better, but that gets thrown out the door when they touch our arms or something. Oh wow, you know.
There's a reason.
This is the one.
They know.
Yeah.
They know.
But to that regard, kind of like it's so like when in high school, you go to high school from like 9 to 5, and you're there 7 days a week. That's literally most of your life.
Yep.
I would say that's at least 80 to 90% of your life is you're at school. So
Waking life, yeah.
80 to 90% of the time in your waking life, you are you're having those experiences with these people, these same people over and over and over and over. Now that's the same thing with the workplace. Say you're working 40-hour weeks, that means you're there like 4, 5, 6 days a week. You're seeing those same people over and over. You don't have those experiences as much with the people on the outside at kind of like in different places. You have just the experiences with people at work. So it's one of those where you feel limited to just the people at work, or you stop having those experiences with the people outside of work. So then you start losing kind of like being able to flirt, or knowing when someone's flirting, or overthinking someone's flirting and you think they're flirting when that's just their,
you lose your
how they talk.
perspective.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those where when you're working your ass off and you're also trying to look for a relationship, but it's kind of hard because the only people you have a connection with are the ones you work with. You think, wow, that's the best option. But in the end, I would have to say it's definitely not.
Nope.
And I know it's hard to get out there and find people. I mean, I've never had a relationship. Granted, probably because of myself, not because I can't. It's not the people out there, definitely because of me. But it's also like I've worked a lot. I literally went from school to school and work. Just keep doing that, like college and school, or sorry, the same thing, college and work. And then I just come home. It's one of those where I don't have like a big social life other than like the people that I game with, or the certain small group of friends that I go hang out with once a month, kind of thing like that. So I do have to say it feels like it is going to be right, because you lose that perspective of how it should be, or not should be, but how, like what you're used to. So I would say you got to stay strong with that, and being in the workplace, having relationships like that are definitely not the best. Not anywhere near.
Yep.
So
I think that's a pretty general statement, is that it's probably not the best environment. I think it's the general consensus.
I would say something to build off that a little bit is, when you're looking for somebody to have a relationship with, you definitely want some common interest with them. And I think a very important statement to put out there is that work is not a common interest. It's a place where you go to make money.
That's a common necessity.
The common interest is making money, though.
That is a common interest, but that even then, when you're looking for common interest, I would say don't look for it in the fact that y'all work together. Like if the majority of what y'all are talking about is work, and then it leads to something else, it's probably not a good basis for a relationship.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah.
I think if it leads into something else, it could be good. But yeah, if it's like you're hanging out and then just work talk.
Yeah.
What is there? There's no meat in that sandwich, man. That's just mayonnaise.
Exactly. That's a mayonnaise sandwich right there.
That's a mayonnaise and cheese sandwich.
And we don't like mayonnaise.
Hey, whoa.
Honey mustard gang.
Okay, I can do with honey mustard.
But do you put it on your sandwich? No. Like true Chads, like me.
I do not put that shit on my sandwich.
Yeah, I don't put it on my sandwich.
My higher breed.
I've never tried it, so I can't harp on it. But
it's not good. That's fucking lied. I don't do it. I wanted to be cool.
You just discredited yourself so hard, Scott.
This man, don't believe a word this man says.
Yeah, everything he said is a lie, guys. Everything. Oh my god.
Have you even worked 6 jobs?
Did you even work with us? I don't know if you worked with us.
Do I know you?
Am I awake? Wait, hold on.
It's a figment of our imagination. On the podcast, it's just gonna be me and you, Logan. Just a blank screen, no conversation, just me and you laughing every once in a while.
Yep.
I think I'm talking. I'm like watching on Twitch right now, and I think I'm there. Fucking hilarious.
Some Matrix shit.
Oh, that'd be a trippy short film.
That would be. That's some Black Mirror shit right there.
Somebody write Netflix in the comment section at Netflix over
For
and over
real.
again.
That'd be crazy.
So one thing I wanted to bring up with relationships in the workplace, and this doesn't tie to the workplace, but it is an interesting thing to think of. What makes relationships in school or really, yeah, just school. What makes relationships in school different from relationships in the workplace? Because I feel like there is a clear difference.
For sure.
But I wanna hear what y'all think.
I think this kind of goes back to what I said about the common interest thing. I mean, you go to work every day. I mean, obviously you can talk about other stuff, but you are working actively. There's no breaks for the most part. I mean, obviously you can go on your break, but usually you're not spending it with anybody. You're going home or going to get something to eat or something like that. You're chilling out. But at school, it's different because you don't have to work at school. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to focus on your classwork the entire time. I mean, we all been there, done that. We know that we probably spent 20 minutes in class, maybe on classwork, and the other 25 minutes texting, talking to the person next to us, fucking around, joking around.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot more room for talking about yourselves and not school and finding out who you actually may have a connection with, even if that connection may be a little premature due to age, but still.
Oh, God. That's a fucking big topic. That's a whole thing.
Not all of them, but the majority of them.
Bad time.
Bad time.
All I'm going to say is that when you're in high school and you're in a relationship, you're still growing as a person. She's still growing as a person. He's still growing as a person. I mean, it's definitely you're down to change. And if y'all don't change in the same direction, then y'all are going to change in the opposite direction. So,
Been there, done that, brother. Been there, done that.
and
That one person.
99% of the time, y'all won't change in the same direction.
Nope. Then that's what happens when you put all your happiness in someone.
Put all your eggs in one basket.
Shit becomes fucking real. Yep. But that is a depressing topic for the depression episode. Riley, what do you think? Do you think relationships in a school setting are much different than work?
In all honesty, in my honest opinion, I can't give my opinion on it because I've never had a relationship in school. I'm gonna be honest. You can ask Logan. I went to school to do work, which I didn't do, and then I went home. It was one of those things where I didn't care about school I cared about school as in GPA. I didn't care about it as like the social network that it was. You know, I had a small group of friends which consisted of 5 people at most. You know, it was one of those where it wasn't even the people that I met through school. Usually it was through people that I met through like sports. Logan is a different breed of that. We met because we rode the same bus. So it's one of those things where I don't want to give my opinion on it because I've never been through that, you know. So I wouldn't want to put someone in put them in the wrong way when I have no idea.
That's a respectable stance.
So as much as I want to say my piece on it, my piece means nothing to anyone other than myself.
This man is the fucking example of focus and sheer will.
Sheer woke up, the 3.6 GPA.
Woke up, went to school, raced a man on our way home, and did it again the next day.
I forgot about that, bro. My little Toyota Corolla going 120 miles per hour on a 60.
That Mustang didn't stand a chance.
Hey, I beat him a couple times. Granted, because I pushed him off the road.
Were we all reckless drivers? I feel like everybody
we never sped, though. I will say, we never sped.
Except for the 120 miles per hour.
I've already discredited myself,
Where are you
Logan.
driving in Texas?
That was the posted speed limit, sir.
In Logan's defense, he did not speed. He was just an accessory to.
Technically, my body was moving 120 miles an hour.
I've definitely been riding with Logan before on the highway.
Oh my god, there's so many stories, bro. I kind of want to tell this one.
Okay, not when we were under an influence.
No, he was. There was no influence with this one.
None at all.
Okay,
Doesn't sound like one of my nights.
I'm gonna take a quick minute to express this interesting night that me and Logan had. I think it was after work, or it was something I can't remember. But he was taking me back to my place, and we were driving. It starts as a 3-lane. The 2 on the left keep going straight, but the one on the right is a turn only. So we're in the far right lane. You know, we're going. We got cars to our left, and then we're still going. We hit the lights green, so Logan keeps going, and then there's no road. It's just like the median, like the edge of there's the dirt, and he's still going. He goes, I don't think this is a lane. And the people to our left are giving us this weird look. And he goes, oh, okay.
I want to be very clear. This was not under the influence.
No influence
Even if
whatsoever.
it may sound like it.
Knowing you, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Logan, were you in the car that one time we went to I think we went because I know you went to Guadalupe River with us before.
I did.
Were you there the night we drove back and it was nighttime? We were trying to get to a Whataburger to meet up with, I think, Andrew, someone else.
I think
and it was me, you, Esteban, in my car, my Toyota Corolla. I think you were there.
I think both times. I think we went to the Guadalupe. Y'all went 3 times that I know of, and I went twice. There was one time I didn't go.
Did you ride with Andrew?
I rode with Andrew. I think I rode with Andrew both times.
Oh, God.
Anyways.
That's, I think unfortunate. There was this one time, it was me, Esteban, and I think his girlfriend at the time.
Who was it? Oh, wait, don't say it.
I don't want to say her name. I know Esteban's out here.
First and last name. First and last name, Scott. Come on.
Well, we'll say her name was November.
Okay, I got you. We're on the same page.
Yeah. And we were driving down the highway, and I was like, oh, I need to take this exit. And he was like, nah, this exit looks sketchy. I was like, look at that sign. It has an X on it. I was like, nah, bro, this is the exit to Whataburger. I take the exit, realize that I'm not driving on a road anymore. I'm driving on dirt. And I shit you not, we were fucking sober as goddamn Clint Eastwood out here.
Isn't he? I'm pretty sure. That
was a weird.
Does he smoke? I feel like he smokes. I think he smokes.
I think you're thinking of Willie Nelson.
Maybe I am. Actually, that's right. You're definitely disregard that. Clint Eastwood's the actor from the mid '90s. Willie Nelson's the artist.
He looks like the kind of man that doesn't even drink. We were driving down this dirt road now, and I fucking like, oh, we gotta turn around. And I go to like look behind us, and the road had disappeared. Like I could not see where we had drove in from. We were just in like this patch of field. I was like, oh no! And it's fucking like 1 a.m. And I eventually get the car turned around towards like where the highway was, and in the fucking headlights, we see 4 fucking people standing there looking at us like side by side. And I have never shit my pants before until that moment. I think I actually shit myself. Like, oh God, we're about to become a fucking horror movie. There's 4 people just standing in the fucking road. So I fucking gun it, and they get out of the way, and they start running after us. I shit you not. You can see them running after us in the fucking rearview lights. I want to get my license plate. But once we got to the highway, like they were there, and then instant.
I remember you telling me about that story.
I don't know. I don't know if I believe in ghosts or not, but they looked like they had, like bloody. So I'm guessing maybe it was a ghost of a car wreck or something. I don't know. It was fucking terrifying, whatever it was. Maybe we like stumbled upon like a burial ground or something. I don't fucking know.
That's
pretty legit.
Dude, I've never had a legit. The only other time I've had a legit creepy experience like that was near the Donkey Lady Bridge in San Antonio.
Riley.
We'll have to tell a story about some other time.
We will be visiting there for a vlog one day for sure.
I'm down. We'll have to Logan knows a certain individual.
# Donkey Lady Bridge is not that scary.
Well, not to some people.
Well, I will make sure it's scary. But unfortunately, you two fine gentlemen, we are out of time for this episode.
Oh,
it has been a solid hour already.
That was pretty fun.
Sir.
Did not feel like an hour.
No, I just looked at the recording down.
Thank you everybody who watched this episode. We didn't get to any of the comments from the first one. We've recorded. This is 2 days after we record the first one, so the uploading cycle is going to be a little wonky. So I'm guessing by the 5th one, we will have seen y'all's comments and we'll be taking them into full account. But thank you to everybody so far who has viewed, liked, subscribed, commented, disliked. That's okay. I can accept criticism. I don't know about y'all.
I can't. Don't dislike.
Okay, don't dislike.
Only likes.
Thank you very much, Logan, appearing today. You will be seeing a lot more.
Thank y'all for having me, for sure.
No problem. And of course, Riley, take us away,
Mr. RJJ.
You want to sing a song? Or you want to?
I don't know why I said that.
Oh,
Country road.
Figured you had some.
no, we'll get what a copyright for that. No, let's not. No, but
Worth it.
like Sky said, we're kind of pre-recording these before we release them. I will be working on the official Twitter account, and I don't know if we're going to do Instagram yet. I think Twitter will be the easiest for us right now. So I'll probably have that up when the podcast first comes out. So if y'all have any comments, y'all can leave them, DM me on there, and leave something on there as well. I'll probably be putting like previews or when we're releasing videos, stuff like that. And I believe as of right now, we're for sure putting this on YouTube. That's why we have the face cams. But I think we're going to try to put it on either Spotify or iTunes or both.
We're going to put them on both.
We gotta figure out how to do that.
It's gonna take me some time.
So we're gonna work on that and do that as well. But just kind of keeping y'all in the loop as well. Once again, Logan, thank you for going out of your time to help us out. It's kind of late, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is the night crew.
This is the night crew. We do record at night.
We will never do a podcast
It's an honor.
in a day.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see y'all next time.
Well, Logan, do you have any closing statements?
Sorry.
As my good friend says, live fast, and let's end it there.
I don't know. I thought you were gonna say a big fucking hole coming right now.
I thought it was gonna be some seed for Mark. Just in his webcam for us. All right, we gotta end it there, folks. Y'all have a good night, guys. Good night.